around the continent rounding up the big five leagues in Europe. With the current international break in full swing as national teams get set to embark on friendlies and World Cup qualifiers alike, 101 Great Goals is happy to bring you a roundup of the situation at the top of the top five leagues in Europe. From the neck-and-neck horse race at the top of the Premier League, a city divided in Serie A, and a resurgent Barcelona hopeful of tracking down their bitterest rival, the final leg of the club calendars across the continent are gearing up for a handful of potential blockbuster stories. The Premier League is, without question, the most watched and reported on league in the world, so this update should not come as a surprise to, well, anyone. But perhaps what has come as a shock to many is how Liverpool have blitzed the competition in recent weeks to close the gap to Manchester City when Pep Guardiola's outfit looked all but certain to eventually be crowned champions of England for consecutive seasons for the second time in the club's history, while winning the league in 4 of the last 5 seasons. In that light, with Liverpool the only other club to win the league in the last half-decade, perhaps there is no one better than Jurgen Klopp's Reds to try to outstrip City come to the end of the season, especially with Liverpool boasting a better goal difference, +55 versus +50, and a higher XG, 72.0 versus 67.0, than Man City at the time of writing. Arsenal would disagree when it comes to debating on what the story of the season is in England, however, as Mikel Arteta's young guns are on course to return to the Champions League for the first time since 2016-17. But they could be made to fight for every yard over the next 10 match days as a pair of bitter rivals in Tottenham and Manchester United are not far behind. The Gunners do have a match in hand over both clubs, however, and their current run of form, 5-0-1, has them picking up more points across the last 6 fixtures. This will undoubtedly be tight until the end. There once was a period this season where Real Madrid seemed surefire favorites to lift yet another La Liga crown in their illustrious history. Though they still sit relatively comfortably with a 9-point lead over Unai Emery's Sevilla, their decimation at the hands of Barcelona with club legend Xavi at the helm of somewhat of a revolution that has taken hold in Catalonia has given some a moment of pause. Regardless of the fact that Barca still remains 12 points adrift of their bitter domestic rivals, the 4-0 thrashing of Real could serve as a rallying cry for the rest of the season as the Blaugrana remain locked with Atletico Madrid level on points, 54, for third but could pull ahead of Sevilla if they win their match in hand on the back of Xavi's men now boasting the second-best defensive record in La Liga. Real Betis have put their name in lights all season as well in the Spanish top flight this season as their current position, 5th, would be their highest finish in Spain since the 2004-05 campaign that saw them come 4th if the 2021-22 campaign ended today. Their recent resurgence of late, after placing 6th last season, has been another breath of fresh air for supporters of Los Verdeblancos, and the continued influence displayed by Nabil Fekir, 6 goals and 6 assists in La Liga, cannot be understated. Bayern Munich topping the Bundesliga table, and star striker Robert Lewandowski blitzing the goal charts to the tune of 31 goals, and with an outside chance of hitting 40 goals in the league in back-to-back seasons. Unfortunately for many football fans, the constants that can usually be applied to the German top flight paint a picture of frustration that leaves many labeling the Bundesliga one-horse race year on year. Yes, Bayern is a juggernaut that dwarfs all before them in Germany, but their financial might is what separates them from the rest of the field. But this season, even that might have not given the Bavarian giants a real measure of comfort as domestic rivals Borussia Dortmund are just 6 points off the pace, and many of their performances this season have been without Norwegian starlet Erling Haaland, who has missed 10 matches through injury but has still managed to smash 16 goals in just 17 appearances. As for the rest of the top 6, the remaining field looking to push for guarantees spots in Europe are separated by just 4 points in what is a typically hotly contested position in the table in Germany. The biggest story is perhaps Christian Streichel's high-flying South Carolina Freiburg, who sit level in 4th with RB Leipzig on 45 points as they remain just 7 matches away from their first ever appearance in the Champions League and their highest finish in the Bundesliga since the 1994-95 season, when they placed 3rd behind Dortmund and Werder Bremen. What's more is that Streichel's Breisgau Brazilianer boasts the 18th best defensive record in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Not bad for the Black Forest outfit. Last season proved to be one where the city of Milan was at the head of the class in Serie A after Inter Milan topped the table and won their 19th Scudetto, with historic rivals AC Milan finishing runner-up. Now, the red and blue halves in the capital of Lombardy are at it again this time around, but with I Rossoneri currently sitting 6 points clear of I Nerazzurri, 3rd, who still have a match in hand to fall back on, which could see them draw level with SS Napoli but pull ahead by superior goal difference. Both clubs have done an expert job in supplanting Juventus, currently in fourth, at the top of the food chance across the last 2 seasons, which would be the first time Juventus did not win back-to-back Serie A titles since 2008-10 when, you guessed it, Inter and Milan won the league those 2 years. But Juventus could also be made to look over their shoulder as well, even though they are mathematically still in with a chance to win the league, with neutral fan favorite Atalanta Bergamo sitting in fifth and could pull within 5 points of La Vecchia Signora should they hold 3 points in their match in hand, while they look to outpace as Roma on the same point total at current for a top 5 finish. In what is the most lopsided points differential in Europe's Big 5 leagues, Paris Saint-Germain sits comfortably atop Ligue 1 with a 12-point cushion and nearly look nailed on to secure their 8th league title in the last 11 years, while remaining inside the top 2 across that same period when they failed to end the dominant power in any given year. The front three of Kylian Mbappé, Lionel Messi, and Neymar perhaps has not been the dominant force that many would have expected it to become under Mauricio Pochettino this year, as none of the 3 superstars currently tops the Ligue 1 goal chart, while Stade Rennais boasts the best offensive output in the league ahead of the Parisians. But the expected gap between PSG and the rest of the top clubs is hardly a surprise. What has been, however, is the season that Jorge Sampaoli's Olympique de Marseille has embarked on, with French starlets Matteo Guendouzi and William Saliba being key pieces throughout. Will have it all to do still with 9 match days left, however, with Rennes and OGC Nice within 1 and 3 points respectively. Even more so, RC Strasbourg is enjoying a brilliant campaign in their own right as well, and with their current position of 5th in the table, being good enough to match the last time they finished in such a lofty perch, which was back in 1979-80, the season after they won their only league title.